Hey, I got my buddy here, Norman Nixon. Well, yet again, how does it feel being here for the Harold and Carole Pump Foundation?
Oh, no, you know, these guys do great work. And you know what? It's always great to come to the dinner because I see so many of my friends that I played with, athletes that I admire. So it's always a nice dinner. And then, of course, what the event's for, you know. So it's always great to come to this dinner.
Now let's talk about the basketball outlook going forward. What are your thoughts on all the activity that's going on in the NBA?
Well, I think in this city, you know, there have been a lot of things going on over the last year. Hopefully, the Clippers can get past all the controversy that was surrounding them, and this team can start playing basketball because that's a team that I think is expected to go deep in the playoffs. I think with Byron at the helm of the Clippers, the Lakers, you got a guy that has championship pedigree to understand what it takes to win. So whether they do it this year or not, I think he and Mitch should start putting things in place. So in 2 or 3 years, we can talk about the Lakers again being an elite team.
Yeah, as far as what the roster that they have, how far do you think they'll go, and how tough do you think Byron's job will be in getting them back into contention?
Well, you know, it's going to be tough because you got an aging team. You know, this is a young man's game. You know, to play at the intensity level and the pace you need to play at in today's game, you can't have all your stars, 35, 36, 18-year veterans. Those guys are great to have if you're complementing them with some young, talented players. But unfortunately, the Lakers weren't able to make too many moves this year. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he can do with this team.
And what are your thoughts about Cleveland and LeBron going back there and moves that's coming up with Love?
Well, people always thought, I wasn't surprised. He went back to Cleveland. Cleveland is home for him. You know, guys like to play home. And I think if they make the deal with Kevin Love, you got Kyrie Irving, that's going to be a very good team. So it'll be interesting to see how they come together as a unit and if they can win a championship. They have to be one of the favorites in the East now.
Now, what about the tragic break of the leg of Paul George?
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate, you know. I've always been one of those guys that always thought that the Olympics should have been for the college players instead of the NBA players. I always assumed the NBA players should go and win the gold medal. They lost, I think, the championships one year, but that was a fluke. But I think if you put together the right college player, it would be a competitive team. It would level the playing field, and then it would make it more exciting to watch.
And Norm, what made you great as an NBA player? What were the ingredients that you had that made you such a great player?
I don't know if I was such a great player, but I think in order to get to the NBA, you have to have a certain work ethic. You have to put your time in. I think in playing my position, you have to be a student of the game. I think you have to understand all the little things about the game, all the plays, timeout situation, who can shoot fouls, who can't shoot fouls. So there are a lot of things that come with playing a point guard. So I think if you're a point guard, if you're a guy that understands the game, you're a student of the game, you can be a pretty good player.
Fantastic. Thank you, Norm. Good success.